And welcome back. Game number one was, well, it was a bit of a stormer of a match. Monks come out 3-0 on top, but it took 2 overtimes and every single game being separated by 1 goal. Helvets just not having, well, the punch really to be able to deliver the final blow, not being able to get anything in any of those games. And it is unfortunate as that has decided league play for them. Monks come out 7th and Helvets come out 8th. This next game coming up, Swiss Incredible Rebels and Silent Gaming could decide here, Jammy Poos, who is going to come out maybe second. You know, Sir come win this and Civet lose their game later. Swiss Incredible Rebels could steal second place away from them. And Silent, of course, a win here would secure them 5th spot. You know, it's still, everything is on the line for these guys.
Yeah, despite the teams fighting for different things, there's still an opportunity to trip each other up, and that's what makes this, even after 14 weeks, such a great occasion. So, yes, we are expecting Team Swiss Incredible Rebels to, of course, win, especially after they've delivered that slap on the face to these Servet Geneva eSports last week, 3-0. Who knew?
Oh, I'm just going to say now,
maybe you guys
I'm just going to say, yeah, Swiss Incredible Rebels played so well last week that I will say if they carry that through to LAN, Swiss Incredible Rebels win LAN. Like, that is how good they played last week, Jam. This week is going to be the big showing of it, because if they carry that performance through, you're there going, okay, it wasn't a one-off, like, amazing day. This is Swiss Incredible Rebels really turn it up, because you got to remember, 2 weeks ago, back in week 12, Swiss Incredible Rebels lost to Monks. That was like the big wake-up call, I think, for them.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps the disappointment of that matchup left them with such a sore taste in their mouth that they practiced all through the week and then came out and in such a strong fashion against one of the leaders, and currently, currently not exactly the main leader. The Lausanne eSports sits on top, but Servet is up to everyone. When we did our predictions for the whole season, everyone was naming Lausanne, Servet, Lausanne, Servet. It's the two. Team Swiss Incredible Rebels might sneak in through and be able to say, hey, you forgot about us. Well, we didn't forget about anything. We're going to be going strong after this one. So a big punch might be delivered here, just like the Monks did a little bit of their Kung Fu, whatever Monks do, some fighting style against Helvets in previous series.
Should we go Jiu-Jitsu? I always like the sound of Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know. It's a cool word. That's pretty much it. That's what I've got. Or karate. Let's just go with that. But Sir here, Jam, I'm just going to say, even if they don't come out on top of league play, it is undoubtable that Mirrorwing is this season's MVP. That lad has been topping the charts for near enough every single stat. He has just absolutely been playing out of his skin. And so, Sir have a powerhouse team that are just inconsistent. You know, it feels like one of those sides where they can sometimes be the best team ever, and then other weeks it just feels like they're playing solo standard. It comes down to the communication. If these lads are talking to each other, if they're in a feel-good mood, they'll win everything. If they're not, then where you're going to get one of the bottom two teams beat you, and that is never a good sign if you're a team, is it?
That would sting, absolutely. But it's just, this only shows how much of a competitive league TCS eSports league is. Yeah. So, bam, just everything can be done on the field. Mirroring, Raptor, Air, and RNZ. Do believe they are not playing. Yeah, well, Neo has been only here for, 3 games. So they're in their strongest setup, despite Raptor having a throat infection. But hopefully that won't affect his Rocket League playing skills.
Yeah, and on the opposite side, in the orange, will be Silent Gaming, who have Cactic this week subbing in for Syntax. The captain is out. But Synox, a very good defensive force. Italy, always there. Upfield, trying to strike to his heart's content. Cactic has to fill in, and I think he's got enough skill to do it, Jam. We'll just have to see how this one unfolds. RNZ looking for one and looking to get that ball downfield. Raptor does get to the center. RNZ going to steal that boost. Starting to go the whole way back. Double demo. You rarely see them, but this is going to just make things a little bit tastier. RNZ back into the game, of course, and a perfect little rotation on in as he holds the net. Synox going up, wants to drop this off the backboard, finds Italy, but blocked on out.
A little bit of a harsh commit over there by both of the teams. Silent Gaming sitting a little bit deep. The third player might have challenged as Swiss Incredible Rebels were putting everyone up to task. But Silent Gaming still on the attack. Cactic drops it slowly. I'll say it's calculated, but the calculation was just a tad off, and I don't think everyone from Silent Gaming was prepared. Cynax, though, goes for yet another one. He is comfortable on that back wall. He just hangs from it like a Spider-Man, sometimes with the ball, sometimes without it. As another here, misses comes in, it's Cynax back in again. The rotation is complete. We start anew.
Yeah, that one there almost felt like you're using the calculator upside down. You just got one digit wrong. Super close, but does not matter. Cactic looks at Synox. Synox just not ready for that. Raptor is. Puts it towards middle. That's a good bump. Mirrorwing wanted to chase onto it. Doesn't have the boost, but attack will still continue. All that pressure is not put to waste. RNZ with the pop wants the second touch. Puts it in for a pass, and well, Mirrorwing, buddy, I don't know what really to say there. Cactic holds it on the line, and Synox will save the day. Puts it away. Italy does find Cactic, and now Silent Gaming, they need to slow things down and get things under control, I think, Jam.
Yeah, just for a moment there, Team SIR put everything up there. Such quick plays. I didn't think they even have the space to make that, third or fourth shot? And then they still came in through and swinging. Swiss Incredible Rebels still continue their attack, Mirrorwing with a drop as Silent Gaming barely get the ball under their control, killing it on the other side. But the drops are solid silent. Well, that will be Cactic coming in. They had their chance, another opportunity. They only had really one proper one, at least the shot on target. But so far, most of the time, it has been Swiss Incredible Rebels, and they have been doing some incredible stuff in the attack.
And well, Swiss Incredible Rebels have been just stealing the boost away from Silent Gaming. They're making it so that when they get down to their opponent's half, they're trying to stick it. But unfortunately, they need quicker follow-throughs on the 50-50s, just like there. Synox going to hand over to RNZ, and RNZ will clear that down to the mid. Does find Mirrorwing, and that will be all the way down to the corner. RNZ pops up in the air. Don't really know where that ball is going. Italy does send that away. Follow through from Synox. Mirrorwing going to pick this up, but it is awkward. He learns what to do and just makes so good of that. If this shot is on target, which it was, but a little bit too slow, I thought that was definitely a goal-scoring opportunity there.
Team SIR just putting the shots closer and closer, just a little bit imprecision every single time the ball roll in for the initial shot, which puts Real Silent Gaming in such an awkward position. There's never a good shot, follow-up shot. There's finally one. As I start slugging him up just a little bit, Swiss Incredible Rebels, it might have required two players, Raptor as RNZ, both get into the position, but it took all three players as Silent Gaming, and yet they couldn't stop.
I just love that there. It's pretty much a case of ring, you called. RNZ follows through. Like you did say, though, Raptor was ready to get onto that hit. RNZ was not needed to half rotate on that. If they didn't get that goal, it could have been going all pear-shaped for the lads of Sir. I think, Jam, it's always that case of their first goal. Sir are always so desperate to get, aren't they? Because they're a team that play from ahead. Once they get that first goal, they'll find a second quickly. They'll find that third. But once they go down, that's when things start to go a little bit shaky for them, isn't it?
Unfortunately for Silent Gaming, there haven't really any opportunity for them to put the Swiss Incredible Rebels in that situation. And you're right, for Team SCR, they thrive on the aggression, and when does aggression work perfectly? It's when your opponent tries to play from behind, commits too much, and as a result, you have all those open opportunities. Still need to fine-tune their precision just a little bit, Team SIR, but it seems like they've got the first game square under the control. Tight scoreline, but if I had to pick one of them, there's last shot. RNZ recognizes the situation. Defenders might not have the time or the reaction to jump for that, but RNZ, out of nowhere, makes sure that Swiss Incredible Rebels, the first game is in the books for them and not for their opponents.
Yeah, so the two things I want to point out here, Jam, is Swiss Incredible Rebels, their shot accuracy was pretty poor by their standards. For Silent Gaming, I feel defense was fairly solid. It was pretty good, but their attacks weren't convincing. They had a very similar problem with their shots weren't really on target. Whenever they're doing hits, it was near enough eyeing up that goal and trying to get it straight into net instead of maybe passing their way to a goal, right?
Yeah, and Synox was also trying to bring the ball on a solo effort. A couple of times he got pretty close, but he can only get so far, and you see that he wasn't always reaching it. And of course, with Incredible Rebels, the longer it went, the better they will equip with dealing with Synox just going there. And there's just the clears in general from Silent Gaming. Those little bouts of control that they had quite often turned into immediately giving the ball to their opponents as the clear goes way too far. Nobody from Silent Gaming is close enough, and Swiss Incredible Rebels just say thank you and start attacking.
So, game number 2, Jam. Do you think Silent Gaming are going to be able to pick up the slack and close this out? Or do you think Team Sir are going to find that shooting accuracy? Any little predictions, buddy?
Prediction games. I think Silent Gaming actually has it. There is a certain opportunity for them as Swiss Incredible Rebel, unless this is the game for them to pop out so hard that their opponents will be just shaking in their britches. Silent Gaming shown that they can play on the same pace, and if they tighten up the problems that we already talked about, their lackluster attack and maybe a little bit less confusion in the defense, I suppose, for example, like here, try to catch Team SIR just pushing way too hard, since they will be looking for that first one, and then it will just be built up from there. Specifically like Team SIR really are doing, but for Silent Gaming, seemingly a more defensive, more counter-attacking approach might be better.
Well, so far it's been feeling like a midfield game. Nothing really gained from either side. Raptor looking to do something, but Cactic will take control. Blocked by Mirrorwing. RNZ picks it up, but won't be able to do much with it. Italy, unfortunate touch. That's the pass. Infield, Mirrorwing connects. But Cactic, he can be your superhero. Just keeps the day safe. And well, that has not been any problem so far for Silence. They're stepping up in the defensive department even more than they did in game number 1.
Especially after the Swiss Incredible Rebels just completely changed the pace of a play. That slowdown, I thought they had it. They played so smartly, Silent Gaming preparing for a really aggressive play. Instead, all they got was a slow, chippy shot, and only the Mirrorwing's slight imprecision was a result of that. Sonox, though, needs to make sure that nobody's intercepting that one. He needs to play dangerous. In that situation, he absolutely has to. You see, though, that the Silent Gaming quite often are forced to retreat. They prefer to play from their net rather than challenge every single one of them. Perhaps that's saving them a little bit, making sure that there's a defender in the way, because they're not feeling comfortable with doing a 50-50 against Swiss Incredible Rebels.
And especially here, you'll notice that when they do go on that retreat, they just want to clear that ball deep and far downfield. But they need a teammate down there, don't they? Because, oh, that just sailed straight on past the defender. It's super, super unfortunate for Cactic there.
You can see that Synox just clears it through. Theoretically, there's no one, but Swiss Incredible Rebels already slightly retreating. But then, out of nowhere, comes Mirroring, and bam! You just know that he wants to get a little bit of retribution for all these misses that he has done previously. Swiss Incredible Rebels a little bit late, but still get their first goal. Really, the landslide didn't happen in the previous game. I'm not feeling like it was specifically started in this one. This has been an even closer affair than the previous game. Both teams not getting really close to the final third. Just like the game started in the midfield, it is continuing to be solely in the midfield.
Yeah, lots of respect between these two sides. They know how much this week means to them, and they also know the capabilities of each other. The pop, Cactic gets demoed for his efforts. This ball is stuck though. RNZ keeping it close to him, bear hugging it out of the danger zone. Does stick around though. Silent, they need to put on a threatening hit, not a whiff. Italy finds Cactic, Cactic finds Synox, but there's the whiff once again. Too many of those for my liking, but it's an attack, Jam. It's not going to cost you a goal in your net there.
Well, not yet either. We see there is a player in here, that's Raptor, trying to beat his infection, but I suppose Silent Gaming, though, brilliantly played on that attack, and there's a great clear. Raptor, enough reach. Oh my god, had to use half of his boost just to get to the ball. But the shots are getting more threatening from Silent Gaming, and some of their decision-making is also sublime. Again, that passing play that they did 1-2-3 out of nowhere, didn't even expect that from them, and yet they still have stuff in their sleeves that can surprise even me.
What else do you have in your sleeves apart from your arms, Jam? What are you hiding up there to surprise us? What are Silent Gaming and, of course, at the same time, Sir hiding up there? I'm wondering.
Well,
Sign up, though.
There it is. There's
Yeah.
one goal. Ta-da! They pull that off. Well, out of nowhere. There's even was a demolition as Raptor goes in, but by that point, it's too late. Team SAR, all eyes on the net, and they forgot that the rotations needed to be a little bit more dynamic. The rotations can't resemble a straight line as you attack. It should be a circle. As a result, Silent Gaming all thinking about a counterattack. Team SAR forgetting there is nobody in defense. And a quick push forward brings Silent Gaming, brings them their first goal. It took them almost 10 minutes to start off in the series. And this is theirs, and with those 30 seconds remaining, they can steal the game off Team SIL.
Yep, just going to say it now, lads at home. A line is pretty awkward to rotate, but a circle, that is easy peasy. 1-1. Silent Gaming making sure that they don't have a repeat of week 1. Back in August, where Sir 3-0'd them. They don't want that. They don't want a bad case of deja vu. So, they want to send this into overtime. Synox nearly getting the lead there with a cheeky little shot, but wasn't meant to be. Overtime it is, and a chance for Silent Gaming to get redemption.
I would still think that they have their chance. Really, it has been dangerous, and oh my goodness, they needed Sylex for that one because Cactic and Italy took each other out. Now I'm looking forward as to how they will counterattack. The play in the defense is still solid from Swiss Incredible Rebels. They know how to place themselves in the best position possible, even when they're on retreat. Just set up like they've practiced it. I'm pretty sure they've practiced it all the time before. But the opportunity still can come in. Mirroring can only barely remove it from the net, and Synox with a follow-up signifies that Sound Gaming didn't come here just to play. They came here to win.
That's always a good mentality to have. No matter what opponent you go up against, you can beat them given your efforts. Synox sending it downfield, wanting to keep this alive. Mirror Wing does clear away, blocks it all the way across. Now Cactic versus Raptor. Cactic will be the one to get the touch. Wants to get this past RNZ, but cannot keep up control. Fantastic hit! But Synox keeps it off to the side. Attack still comes, bombarding. But 2 overzealous, the double commit will make that one crumble.
And if you thought that the game couldn't get any more interest, hitting each other, and RNZ just hit a little bit harder than the other. That exchange by long shots with miraculous saves at the very end, unfortunately ends in a late challenge by Cactic, as nobody, neither Italy nor Synox, could clear it off the wall. Well, Swiss Incredible Rebels force it through with a great play off the backboard, and they finally got all their ducks in a row. I was previously saying that the line is not the best, but right now those ducks in a row worked out pretty well for Swiss Incredible Rebels.
Yeah, and that last goal all came down to Mirrorwing. Did you see that control he had to regain his car onto that wall? Like, he had front flipped and then had to roll to get his wheels back onto that wall to continue that momentum. And Silent Gaming weren't expecting him. They saw him do a front flip and was like, oh, that's it. He just hit the ball. We can clear this away. And then suddenly Mirrorwing's in your face. And I'm a little bit upset at the moment because he's changed his profile pic to some sort of fartsy blue thing. But last week he had that, like, it was a fox licking the screen, and I feel that is a perfect sort of like feeling, like a perfect emote or something to that play, where it's just literally getting in your face and sticking your tongue out and just basically humiliating your opponents.
Yeah, well, that's mirroring for you. That is one of the best, if not the best players in the league right now. For Sound Gaming, man, what do you do? Well, you still keep fighting back. They got their first goal in a previous game. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit more than just scoring one. Their defense still fell to the goal in a regulation time, and then the overtime came, and Swiss Incredible Rebels just felt really comfortable. That was their field, and while the exchange of the attacks that we saw could have led this game in any other direction, Silent Gaming weren't the ones grabbing that one. Swiss Incredible Rebels on a match point. Silent Gaming want this to not start like this. This is the horror start for them. I would take it any other goal, a really professional goal, but RNZ just hits it off the side and then makes sure that Italy can't even get to the ball.
Yeah, Spooktober was last month, lads. We don't really want, you know, it to keep on going, but they've got those ghostly vibes, and, well, this is looking like it could all be a sweep. Scary stuff, of course, if you're Silent Gaming, but they've got to stop being Silent Gaming. They've got to be, I don't know, boisterous, loud, scream and shout gaming now, because they need to get everything going in their favor, and they need to scare their opponents, not be scared themselves. Demos coming out from Raptor as he just wants to bully his way and keep those scare tactics going. Italy popping it into Synox meets it so very well, and Italy will charge onto that. The setup perfect, but the reception, that was the final hurdle, and they stumbled over it.
Oh, with a Synox, even his miss really set up his teammate, and yet on the other side of the field, RNC just does whatever he waltzes in, says, this is mine, I'm in control, and look how well he goes with the ball, despite everything, despite him having to dribble the ball on the wall, despite having to go through one of the Silent Gaming's players. With all the fire and smoke, he still gets a challenge done. Silent Gaming, just the goals are getting sort of worse and worse and worse, as on the other side of the field, that last hurdle, it just kicks them in the shins and they fall.
Yeah, that goal was literally threading the needle. That is the best sort of like metaphor for it there. And so 2-0 ahead. Silent Gaming looking like it's all going to be tricky for them from here, as RNZ has picked up his second goal and will be looking for that third. Mirrorwing might just deliver the pass for it, the pop-up. Italy bouncing it around. Raptor looks for Mirrorwing. Mirrorwing sends it on back. There's the hit from Raptor. RNZ, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, as Raptor is the one to pick up the third goal for Team Sir.
And what a smart play. You expect a shot. I'm pretty sure everyone Silent Gaming expected a shot. Cactic even pre-jumped. And yet the right play was right there in front of him. Just a slow pass to the center, because SIR already set up there. Mirrorwing, that gives him so much more opportunities, or at least for his team, to put the shot, to put the ball in the center field. SIR playing smartly. Silent Gaming, unfortunately, it seems like the longer it goes, the more nerves get to them. And all the opportunities that we talked about, maybe stealing those, getting something in the way in the scopes of Swiss Incredible Rebels, seemingly might not even happen. Still, I do believe the destiny of Servette and Team SR still is in Servette after this game.
Yeah, but it all comes down to that game from Servette as they go up against the Whiffmasters. And Whiffmasters have been known to cause a lot of upsets to these bigger teams as well. A little bit like the Monks. Oh, a throw infection he says he has, but his opponents, they seem to have a goal infection at the moment, as they just keep on getting stung by these.
Well, you can see that for Team SIR, they're not even doing anything special. They're just waiting for the ball to fall in the right position. They're setting up themselves for the right position, and the ball just follows. Bacon, you know what? I think I would like one of those throat infections as well, because if it just makes you play like that, I'll...
Could it be Raptor just need, like, with a throat infection, he's not going to be able to talk, so maybe he was muddying comms or something? Do you think that could be the problem? And so it's just like, Raptors, shut up, get scoring goals, do your job, and we'll make up the communication aspect for you. Who knows? I haven't actually played with these lads, so I don't know what their comms are like, but their goals, scrappy, but serviceable.
Well, they'll take it. Cactic, once again, the last opportunity, trying to guess where it goes. Unfortunately, guesses just a little bit wrong. I can perfectly understand him. In that situation where you are shaking with anticipation, it might be a little bit too hard to move from the net. Team SR just rotates and eventually the goal is happening. Now Mirrorwing and Earn are just doing the man. By this point, it's just tricks. No smoke and mirrors. Pure, unadulterated magic.
And a beautiful 3-2-1 with goals has been found. And well, Mirror Wing, that was beautiful as well. Teams have all but cemented this. It's just about time now. Silent Gaming, I'm going to say now, if you can bring off 6 goals in the next 1 minute, 36, 35, 34, whatever, I'll be incredibly impressed. I'll eat my hat. I'd have to buy a hat first, but Jam, I think we can call. We can't call this, maybe? What?
Here begins the biggest comeback in Rocket League history, as with 90 seconds remaining, Silent Gaming scored their first. What happens in the next minute and a half will blow your mind. How about that for clickbait?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it. Have you been making YouTube thumbnails or something recently? Because that was very Brazil. There's your next clickbait there. You would never believe this Brazilian match mirroring on the quick kickoff just absolutely decimates any chance for Silent Gaming. They're feeling good. They had hopes up, but mirroring, he ain't about that, yo.
Bacon, I do believe you have been here for every single week of the TCS eSports League. What is the biggest scoreline that you've seen during one game?
It got double digits. I want to say it was like a 10-1 or something. You're going to make me look back through this, by the way.
Oh, yes. Please do. It saves me the effort of doing just that.
Lovely. So, I'll find that in the break. Don't worry. I will find that. Ball lingering upfield. Synox does get up and over. We'll send that on pass, and well, needs to keep it going. RNZ. This is just feeling very sloppy in the defense. The problem is the attack just not seemingly strong enough to hassle it, to actually make the best out of it. Synox picks the ball up. It's a decent pass towards the center, but RNZ given so much time to react. Raptor with the pinch. It is good against that wall, and Mirrorwing will look for RNZ. RNZ looking for that net. Does not find it, but here, Jam, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, by this point, it seems like Swiss Incredible Rebels do not even need to try anymore, and Silent Gaming do not even want to try anymore. By this point, the only exciting part that we might see is Swiss Incredible Rebels styling their way to the 8th goal, and Mirrorwing almost gets that angle at the last possibility. Silent Gaming just slightly stops him from getting the 8 for his team. Mirrorwing will be pretty happy with his contributions in this game. 7-1. What a great way to end the season for himself, or at least the regulation season. Swiss Incredible Rebels will be up there and fighting against Team Servette. Indeed, whatever the result would be, Servette can't exactly chase Lausanne, but they can drop as low as Arctic. So Servette and Team SR will be playing against each other in the upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's that, of course, is going to be in 3 weeks' time, guys. It is looming ever so close, and myself and Jay will be there at LAN, casting it live. Of course, we'll get some of the players in. And Jam, do you want to know what the highest scoring game was?
Oh, absolutely. Bring it up.
10-0. Team Sir against Whiff Masters back in week number 10.
Wow.
Team Sir, they just like goals. I can't blame them, really.
But why? But how? But huh?
It's a mind-boggling amount of goals, and that game, nonetheless, as well was. But guys, we got to go set up the next match because unfortunately, it takes time to make a lobby, and we've got to get the players in as well. So don't go anywhere. We're going to head to a break. After that break, though, Whiff Masters versus Servette Geneva. Servette Geneva need a win here. I think they need a good few goals as well, if, of course, they want to hold on to that second spot at LAN. Sun Gaming, unfortunately, couldn't make their lives easier, so they've got to do it themselves. Don't go anywhere. This is the TCS eSports League, and we'll see you after this break.